Hello there, everybody, and welcome to the stream. You know how it goes. It's the weekly drone news roundup, and the last time I live streamed was about a month ago. Since then, got a load of work coming and been busy moving house and whatnot. So, Centroid's been doing the privileged thing and the nice thing and streaming on his channel. You know what I mean? So, banging that watch time in, you know what I mean? And the bonus
I appreciate that.
and the weekly streams.
I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss it.
So, welcome down there to Centroid. I'm pointing in the right direction, I think. Down there. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We have some incredible drone news stories. Thank you, everybody who's in. We've got 10 people watching, which is awesome. Brilliant stuff for saying I haven't streamed for like a month. Really, really good. So Lauren Amy's in the chat. That's my lovely partner. She's sat over there on the laptop. You know what I mean, in the chat and whatnot. Centroid's in the chat. Would you believe it? Okay. Mr. Gauss is in. And the last time I saw him was, I believe, way back in the tinfoil hat days. Brilliant to see you, mate. You know what I mean? Blue wrench come your way. You know what I mean? Well deserved. Miss Monty P, I hope you're doing well. Joe Mac, oh, brilliant stuff, Joe Mac. You know what I mean? Blue wrench for you. Awesome stuff. Welcome to the stream. There we go. Eagle VP is in the chat. So, yeah, Eagle VP. No, I'm not going to tell you where I've moved. Not just yet. Jen from Eddie and Jen. Hello there. Hello. There we go. So, anybody who's come in, you know what I mean? You've got blue wrenches. Puts everybody on an even playing field, you know what I mean, that's all good. Eagle, I hope you're well. I haven't seen you in a while, mate. I am only kidding. One day I will invite you round, and that's it.
Oh, it's nice he invites you. I don't get an invite.
Yeah, for you, it's not just like a 5-minute drive, though, is it? You know what I mean? Oh, damn, I've said too much already.
I'll see you in 24 hours, mister.
Eagle's going to be there on Google Maps doing like, right, 5 minutes from here, we've got a radius.
You better watch out, he might send out the drones.
Oh, blooming heck. Yes. So, thank you everyone for joining us. We are on show number 17, Marc. Show number...
Woo! Another prime number. Gotta love it.
Show number 17. Wednesday night. Thank you everyone for joining us like a little bit earlier. We used to do 6 and 11, 6 Eastern, 11 PM UK, but, I've got work in the morning and it's just a bit more convenient for everybody, you know what I mean? Eagle VP says, yes, Marc, just arrived back from Agadir. Hello, Steve. Hope you've settled into your new home. Yes, indeed, mate. Yes, indeed. One day you will get an invite. Once we've got it a bit more kitted out and settled, you know what I mean? You come round, mate. We'll have a beer and that, you know what I mean? A good catch-up. It's been a while, okay? And it's not really drone weather at the minute, to be fair, or it hasn't been. Wherever this far-flung foreign country is that you've been, you know what I mean? Not a care in the world over there. No, that's all good. So, yes, I will switch over real quick and say hello in the chat to the hen, Marc. I thought I'd just give you the heads up on there. Oh, I'm saying about the hen. That's the
well, I'm not the hen.
Yeah.
Hen's being saucy today. I kicked her out. She was bugging me.
Yeah. Fair enough.
She's getting
Back out. That is the mascot of the Transatlantic Drone Alliance. Yes. Yes.
Oh, look at this. They've already dubbed Wednesday night party night at your place.
Wednesday night
so as soon
party.
No, I think they're figuring out once they get your address, we're all showing up.
Oh right. Oh, flash mob at the front door. Oh, yay. Yay, the eagle unannounced, yay. Well, at least we can have a laugh, can't we? Yeah, awesome. So, Marc, would you like to start the show, or shall I?
It would be my honor, sir.
Okay. Right, I'll pass over to you then, mate, and we'll get into some of these drone news stories. We only roll for about an hour on Wednesday nights. Just the stories, our thoughts and opinions, saying hello in the chat. That's how we roll. Right, Marc? So, Your screen
Okay.
share is now on. Over to you, mate.
Okay, so nothing real exciting, but again, we like to start off, if we can start off, with nice drone stories and just continuing the whole thing with drone deliveries and such. I posted the link in the chat, and this is one out of Canada, actually. Drone Delivery Canada lands agreement with Edmonton Airport. Apparently, Toronto-based Drone Delivery Canada is partnering with Air Canada and the Edmonton International Airport to launch the get this, world's first airport-based drone delivery hub. Don't know quite what that means, but they are boasting they are the first ones. Edmonton Regional Airports Authority and DDC will build flight routes from EIA using the drone firm's drone spot takeoff and landing zones utilizing DDC's drone flight infrastructure, whatever that means. Okay, DDC and the Airport Authority will implement, promote, and market drone delivery services in controlled airspace. So it's going to be open to other I guess, companies who are going to want to have stuff delivered. Together with our long-standing partnership with Air Canada, we look forward to expanding DDC's network of customers at EIA's Airport City and Edmonton Metropolitan Region. Let's see here. What are they talking about doing? Here it is. DDC built its reputation providing UAV infrastructure to remote areas of Canada as part of a beyond visual line of sight pilot project. The Sparrow X1000 cargo drone and DDC's proprietary flight management system can be used for transportation of medical supplies, food, automotive parts, and general parcels. And they have other programs that they are working with internationally. But again, we're just starting to see the progression of the drone delivery system. Although I've yet to see drones flying over my place delivering stuff, I hear about all these drone delivery projects and companies that are getting into the act, but yet have to see it really, really mainstreamed. I don't know. Have you been seeing a massive influx of drone delivery in your area, Steve?
No, it's a bit of a backwater town. Right.
Well, that's the whole point. Is being backwater, you should be seeing it more, according to this company, because they've been doing it to remote parts of Canada for a long time. But they have other programs and myths, like I mentioned. It says in February, DDC unveiled its largest and longest range drone, the Condor. Under development over the past year, the single rotor vehicle offers a payload of 400 pounds and can travel up to 124 miles on a tank of gas. So we're not talking about lipo-powered drones here. We're talking the big boys.
Gasoline or kerosene.
Oh, yes. Or what I like to refer to as angry blenders. But yeah, no, that again, just starting to see some good uses of drones, and hopefully they keep the air open for us hobbyists. That's my biggest fear, and I don't know how you feel about it. The more and more these companies start taking up airspace with drone deliveries, I'm starting to fear it's going to infringe and reduce our ability to fly. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the more autonomous
That's
drones there is, it's just going to be more of a case to lobby and right. You need to start registering every flight before you do it and asking permissions from Amazon, right? You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Which
right.
they'll never
Yes,
give, right?
the almighty Amazon. There's something wrong with that name when you think about it. You know, Amazon. Now we're going to have to bow to them.
All hail the almighty
Amazon.
Amazon. Please grant me this flight. Oh, I don't know.
God.
Yeah. Welcome to Wednesday.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to wear hats that say Amazon on it now. I think we're gonna have to we're gonna hate to say it have to drink the Kool-Aid.
Yes, indeed. So, yeah, that's a great positive drone news story there. Positive now, but as things go on, more
Yes.
and more companies with autonomous delivery and all that lot, it is going to get tough, mate. It is. It's already, like I say, the drone registration in the UK, the mandatory stuff, is 10 days away now. I've still not registered mine. I have no flights planned. Don't worry. I will register before I fly, you know what I mean? I will toe the line, as it were. You know what I mean? You can tell I just love authority, right?
Yeah.
What I think is an absolutely stupid policy, but never mind. Okay, right. I will catch up with the chat real quick. You know, I'm not neglecting you. I am trying to respond here. So Paul Michael DB, and he says, you know, well, you know what I mean? Well, indeed. Okay. Well. Oh, that was me who said that. Oh no, he said that first. I'm just scrolling up through the chat, just catching up. You know what I mean? Don't want anyone to feel left out. Mad Kiwi's in the house. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Mr. Gauss there is putting a picture of a kiwi. Very, very nice. Who else do we have come in there? I did see somebody else, I think. No, that's all good. Awesome stuff. So I'm caught up on the chat. I am reading your comments as we go. Mad Kiwi says Amazonians were all tidy women. Yes, right. Yeah, they were massive as well. They'd snap you in two, right? According to legend. I don't know.
My
if you've
kind
seen,
of woman.
I'll just go off topic slightly. I don't know if you've seen the Futurama episode where they meet the Amazonians and Death by Snooze.
Yes, I have
all
seen.
That lot. Oh,
yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah, Wonder Woman's an Amazonian. Yeah. Right, so we'll switch over to the next story then, Mark, if that's okay with you.
I don't know. Let me think about that. Yeah, okay.
Okay. All the enthusiasm you could ever want out of a Wednesday night live stream. Yeah, okay. Right, so over to mine then. And we have a drone near miss with an aircraft, and you already know my thoughts and feelings on how some of these operate. Paul, honestly, mate, he said thanks for the raid the other night. Absolutely fine, mate. Absolutely honoured. You know what I mean, that you appreciate it, and you know what I mean, you got a great channel, mate, and like Mark says, it's our pleasure. Okay, so this is a bbc.co.uk news article. Paste that in there. And a passenger plane came close to a drone collision over Scottish borders. Now listen to how shady the details are here. You thought I was going to swear there, Mike, didn't you?
Well, stop for a second, Steve. Let's focus on the fact they're still using that same damn stock photo.
Yes. I wonder, the person who took that photo, PA Media, I wonder how much money they've got for that photo.
Yeah.
Honestly, because even if you're selling pictures and footage and that, they still have to give you a bit of money every time they use it.
That's it. I'm going on to Photoshop after this and making a ton of these pictures. I can make it look better than that, for crying out loud.
Yeah, you need to Photoshop one jammed into a jumbo jet's engine. You know what I mean? It's sort of in flames going down. Right.
Or lodged in the windshield.
Oh, crikey. Okay, so a drone came within 100 foot of a passenger plane flying above the Scottish borders this summer. A report to the UK Airprox board said the risk of collision over the village of Dewar on 12th of August was very high. And now listen to this. The Airbus A320 was flying at a height of 7,000 feet when the incident occurred, even though drones are not allowed to fly above 400 feet. The board said the drone was also in controlled airspace and was endangering other aircraft. So that's where it happened there, over that village. It was one of more than a dozen drone, balloon, model or unknown object incidents put before the UK Airprox board last month. Earlier this year, a drone was spotted by a plane cruiser. Yeah, different story. In the latest incident, the pilot reported seeing a black drone, possibly with blue markings, flying directly ahead and above the aircraft. The UK Airprox board concluded Providence had played a major part in the incident and or a definite risk of collision had existed. Now it's this little sentence here, and I read an identical article. The wording of it was pretty much exactly the same. I'm just trying to highlight that there. So this drone was at like 7,000 feet. Right, flying directly ahead and above the aircraft. So does that mean it whooshed by, or it was flying at the same speed, like cruising speed, which is like 500 kilometers an hour or 500 miles an hour?
I want one of those drones.
I know. There's some good motors, right? Yeah. That seems very shady. Now, I'll always reference that simulation I did in Microsoft Flight Simulator. If it's about the size of a Mavic drone, which is your usual style, you know, they do get bigger and whatever, but like 500 metres is your absolute line of sight. And I know that obviously from flying them. And at them speeds, how does he have time to identify that it's black with blue markings on it, let alone that it's even a drone? It seems very suspicious. Now, let's not forget that last year the UK Airprox Board actually reported that every drone near miss that they've got, they couldn't conclusively prove that it was a drone in any instance. But yet the news articles, boom, you know what I mean? Passenger plane came close to a drone collision. Oh, nasty. So, Grumpy Vlogger, hello mate, I hope you're well. He says, we all know that the aliens from Area 51 are starting to give us drone pilots a bad name. Yes, yes indeed. Now, if this craft, right, which it's obviously something pretty special to be at 7,000 feet, it's flying above and ahead. I mean, does that mean it's flying ahead of the plane at that speed? It doesn't make
That's what
sense.
I don't get, and it sounds suspicious.
But it sounds like he's had enough time to see it and like spot markings on it. You know, a black drone possibly with blue markings. I mean, that's very, very specific. And it doesn't sound like any drone that I've heard of either. So, but obviously you can get custom-made drones.
Yeah, but to fly 500 miles an hour, you know, if that's the case, it's hard to say whether it was what it was doing. But come on, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's very, very strange. Now, don't believe everything the BBC tells you. I'm not the biggest fan of the BBC. They are sensationalist. They are out to sell newspapers and get clicks. That's why they like these clickbaity news titles, even though there's very little information to back it up. And the information seems extremely sketchy. Now, 10 years ago, that would be a UFO, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? Like, what else could it be? And I'm not saying, I'm not putting my tinfoil hat back on just yet. But, you know what I mean? So, Grumpy Vlogger came in. Blue wrench for you, mate. I hope you're well. And Dad Random's in the house under the name of Christopher Goebel.
Steve, that must be an issue you have in the UK, because here in the States, we don't have a problem with sensationalized news or anything like that, where they're just trying to sell time or anything like that. That doesn't happen here in the States.
Done it?
I'm kidding. You kidding me?
I
we
know,
are just freaking chock full of it. You did. You caught me there. Yes, you did.
PD Tech, I hope you're well, buddy. Just a quick recap. We're just talking about a story. A near miss over the Scottish borders. A jumbo jet and a drone at 7,000 feet. And apparently this drone was flying directly ahead and above the aircraft. So we're just trying to figure out whether that means it was keeping pace with the aircraft. You know what I mean? Who knows? But if it's had chance to pretty much identify a black drone possibly with blue markings, so he must have had at least 5 to 10 seconds to observe it. You know, in 1 second you'd struggle to. Yeah, PD Tech, 7,000 foot. Yeah, you heard that right. I'll re-link it in the chat. I do keep dropping the links in there, because even though it's the BBC, I do have to drop the links just out of fairness. Yeah, Miss Monty P says, how's the new job? New job's fine. Yeah, it's the same old thing, but you know what I mean? It's all good. Different topic altogether there. So, what are your thoughts in the chat? Because this seems just like sensational clickbait to me. It could be a balloon. No. Who knows? You know, but definitely not keeping pace with an aircraft. You know what I mean?
It's plausible. I'm kidding.
Yeah. So Lauren Amy,
I'm totally against this one.
The journalist must have really needed a story and clearly not done any research about drones, or they've just graduated, or a combination of all them things. You know what I mean? So,
I point you back to the fact that they're not very original in their photography either. So, they're starving for stories.
Of a drone. I've never seen an Inspire that looks black with blue markings, but I mean, it's you can get skins and things for them, but you know, who's flying at 7,000 feet, really? Like,
Hmm.
no one that I know of, right? You know, that's 7,000 feet, 100 foot distance apart, and then they can identify it as well, like without expecting to see a drone. Like in that simulation I did at different speeds, like at jumbo jet speeds, there's no way in a split second you could identify a drone, how close you was, or anything like that. It could
Hmm.
have been anything. It could have just hallucinated. Who knows? You know what I mean? In a split
Hmm.
second, you often think you see something out of the corner of your eye, don't you? And you think, was that a drone? You know what I mean? Or was that a drone? Or maybe it was just a giant bird. Who knows? Pterodactyl. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Hey, but come on, maybe it was a UFO finally.
Possibly, yeah.
You never know.
PD Tech says could have been a helium balloon or blue and white carrier bag. Yes, there's been a few of the Airprox board reports of planes coming in, taking off and landing, especially at Manchester Airport. And upon further analysis of a drone near miss, it's turned out to be a carrier bag. So, I mean, it's not just a joke, you know. Grumpy Vlogger, it was a weather balloon like in Roswell, New Mexico. yeah. It was disc shaped and shiny metallic, and there was also a little green man in the glass dome on top. Right, that's the kind of near miss story I want to read. Right,
Yeah.
yeah. Eagle VP
Good night,
says,
Eagle.
Dad is calling me, so I'll say good night. Yes, indeed, Eagle. Give me a couple of weeks, mate. Get everything set up, and we'll have a meet up, mate. Might even do a little cheeky live stream. You know what I mean? A little tipple and a live stream. Who knows? Yeah. Always good to see you, mate. Gary!
Gary.
I hope you're well, mate. Brant Ariel's in the chat. That's Gary. Awesome dude. So, Mark, are we on to the next story, mate, or do you want to give your final thoughts quick? I mean, I think we've hashed that one out
No,
pretty
no,
much, haven't we?
I'm not even going to dignify it with any thoughts. To be quite honest with you,
Yes.
that's how I feel about those stories anymore.
Okay, mate.
So, and White Rose Adventures just came in
Hello
too.
there, mate. I hope you're well. Okay. So,
Okay,
right,
no, I'm
Mark, I'm
good.
switching you over, mate. There it is.
Okay, a short one again, but a good one. Nothing like near misses or collisions or anything like that. Here we go. Paste that in the chat. Drone Shield, a company to protect 30th SEA games. They're a company that develops anti-drone technology, and and basically is pleased to announce that it has been contracted to provide counter-drone protection for the 30th Southeastern Asian Games held in the Philippines from November 30th, 2019 to December 11th. 2019. The games are expected to include 11 participating nations and approximately 9,000 athletes, and consisting of 530 events across 56 sports. Sounds pretty busy to me. The event is expected to attract an audience of approximately 500 million viewers. Drone Shield has sold and received payment for several of its products for the deployment of the games. Additionally, the event will be utilized as a product demonstration opportunity. Wow. Okay, so they're going to make some sales probably there to a large number of event security organizers, law enforcement, and militaries across the region and globally. Now, that's pretty much it with that article, which is kind of interesting to say the least, because a lot of these events are having to hire this, especially sporting events, when people are trying to, you know, grab footage and whatnot. But what I do want to draw your attention to, I'm not going to bring it up on the screen. It is a website, and I welcome people to go take a look at it. It's called DroneShield.com. If you want to look at their products, and I'm going to read off some of the things that they provide because it's kind of interesting. Because that's one thing that the article did not include is what is it they're going to be doing? What kind of service do they provide? So just give me a second here. And they have all kinds of things, but under their solutions, they have one specifically for events and commercial venues. So when I go to that, of course, they have the same exact photo that you see in this article. It says, here's what they offer: three-dimensional monitoring with coverage on the ground at heights where human security cannot access. This one I like. Offers disruption capabilities, grounding drone threats, and I love this one, or sending them back to their operators. I find it difficult to believe that they're going to send the drones back to where they came from. They're going to take them down, buddy.
yeah, yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love that as an
Oh, yeah.
option.
So you're flying illegally over our event. Yeah.
Yeah,
Have your drone
yeah,
back. We're not
exactly.
going to pursue it any further. Yeah.
Yeah, not at all.
No. Give
Preserves
us your
the
drone. We want all the information so we can lock you up.
right. It also preserves alert data as digital evidence for subsequent legal action, which I find interesting. Helps reduce legal liabilities, easily portable to temporary locations without extensive infrastructure, safeguards spectators and participants from bodily harm or distraction, and supplements executive protection of VIPs. Protects proprietary footage or information by preventing unauthorized recording and transmission, and integrates into existing security procedures. Now, I only looked underneath those solutions, but I'm curious to see what they offer under military. What do they offer under military? It offers fixed and portable drone countermeasures, provides real-time monitoring. It doesn't. I thought for sure. Oh wait, here we go. Provides comprehensive protection for forward operating bases, weapons, artillery, and personnel. Oh, I thought for sure they'd have an armed drone. I thought for sure they'd have an armed drone. I'm a little disappointed in that. Come on, Drone Shield.
Yeah.
Surely
Get your
you
act
have a
together.
waiver to put up. If surely you have a waiver to put an AK-47 on your drones. But they offer things as far as military, law enforcement, government, airports, prisons, events and commercial venues, as I mentioned, critical infrastructure, oil and gas and mining facilities, and executive protection. So it seems like a fairly sizable company that has landed a very lucrative contract, which may spawn many, many, many other jobs. Who knows? But again, a good use of drones, I guess. But we'll see how that works out, and we'll see if Drone Shield's going to be the leader in anti-drone technology. We'll see.
Could be indeed.
Yeah. Any thoughts on that, Steve?
Interesting stuff. I think the article covers it pretty well, to be fair.
Yeah, it's a very short and sweet, but again,
Prepared
it's
to see a lot more of that. Obviously, the more successful that is, the more it'll get used. You know what I mean? Because now people are flying over football matches, Formula One events, whatever they see fit. You know what I mean? And they're going to use it, aren't they? Let's be honest. You know what I mean? Just as a precaution, if not anything else.
Now, I think I mentioned I'm starting this, and again, I'm sorry if I'm taking airtime on this, but I've got all the materials. We got our drone club and team started, but we got this 3-year program under drone technology, and this has inspired me because, this is about flying drones and about fixing them, building them, and using them for production. There's no reason why our school or we can't start investigating our own anti-drone technology. I mean, we can fly them and we can take them down. I think that that's going to be a big market. So if kids are looking to get into drones, it doesn't mean they're going to be flying them. They may get involved in destroying them. Who knows? Could be fun.
PD Tackle short of his toilet roll cannon.
Well, there you go.
AZ Drone Dude, thank you for joining us, mate. Obviously, I said hello in the chat, but I do like to say hello on stream as well. I hope you're doing well. I'll just catch up with the chat real quick there. Chris Goble says, does it have the capability to see a drone as small as the Mavic Mini? First mention of the Mavic Mini so far this stream, so half hour in, we're doing well because the Mavic Mini obviously transcends the new regulations, done it at 249 grams. Yeah. Well, a lot of the regulations and whatnot, the new ones in the UK. Yeah.
Yes, we're gonna have to start a list of words we're gonna have to minimize or not use at all. One of them is gonna be the Mavic Mini, and the other one's the G word, which Gary already brought up in chat.
Wow, you're in for a rough night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grumpy Vlogger says drones with scaled down AIM-9 missiles will be good. Yes. Mr. Gauss says. Is put a thing in there, see if anyone can say it. I'm the leader, I'm drone security technology. Bit of a tongue twister, I guess. Mad Kiwi says GPS laser tracking, plane seeing destroyer satellites. Brant Ariel says maybe Drone Shield should approach the folks at Gatwick. Yes, well, just wait for the next story because we do have more Gatwick news, unfortunately. I don't mind. Right, I'm going to switch over, Mark. That's a nice way to transition.
You got it.
There.
No problem, man.
Another. Oh, we do love the folks over at the BBC, don't we? Oh, the BBC. Oh, the BBC. So this one is Gatwick drones. This is nothing to do with the Gatwick drone incident. Gatwick drones, drone in high risk near miss with Airbus plane. This story is from yesterday. Obviously, just your stock image of Gatwick there. A drone came within 20 metres of a passenger plane as it flew into Gatwick Airport in the summer. An inquiry into near misses has found. The UK Airprox board said the pilot of the Airbus A320 shouted, "Drone!" when he spotted the device, which was also seen by the co-pilot on the 8th of July. The crew was unable to take evasive action and the risk of collision was high, the report said. It concluded the near miss was Category A, the highest risk. The Civil Aviation Authority said it could not identify the airline involved. Why, I don't know, but added the plane could carry up to 179 passengers. That's the Airbus A320. So the Airbus was at an altitude of 106 metres and 1 minute from landing when the drone was spotted. As well as being flown above the maximum permitted height, the device was also within controlled airspace. So the Airbus was at an altitude of 350 feet and the claiming it was above maximum permitted height. Obviously, it was within the controlled airspace, but it wasn't above the permitted height, like the legal flying height, so unknown. The co-pilot, said to be a drone enthusiast, identified it as a DJI Inspire. So this guy's had time to go, that's definitely an Inspire, right? The crew then watched as it passed down the left side of the aircraft at the same level. At its closest point, the drone was level with the aircraft and came within 20 metres of its wing, the CAA confirmed. Had the pilot still been engaged, the crew believed there was a very high probability the aircraft would have struck the drone, investigators found. The report said the near miss was reported to police after the aircraft landed. In April, a pilot was forced to take an unplanned turn to avoid crashing with a drone in another high-risk near miss at Gatwick. Drone sightings at the airport again in December. Oh no, not this one. Caused about 1,000 flights to be cancelled or diverted over 36 hours, affecting more than 140,000 passengers. Heathrow, Leeds, Bradford and Dublin airports have also been forced to suspend flights due to drone activity this year. And funnily enough, they've parcelled in a picture. This was all over the British newspapers while Gatwick was going on. That's the anti-drone technology they brought in from Syria, which never caught any drones. Why wouldn't they keep some version of that there if it's so prevalent, these drone near misses, right? If they're claiming it's so high risk, and obviously if it collides with a drone it could take the entire aeroplane down. Gatwick's making tons of money. It's the second busiest airport in the UK and it's just outside of London, and why wouldn't they keep something like that there? It doesn't make any sense. I don't know. It detects drones, it jams the signals, whatever, it makes them land. Why not keep it there? Why are they including pictures of it if it wasn't there? There's a good idea. Look, police considered shooting down drones that caused chaos at Gatwick in December, but that there in the picture, that weird looking device there on the stand, was actually that Syrian anti-drone technology. Gary, 140,000 tourists couldn't get a photo. Yes, indeed. I'm not going to go into the entire thing about Gatwick. I've said my piece on that. There was no drones. Let's just draw a line. You know what I mean? That's it. So, there we go. I'm just going to catch up on the chat there. Mr. Gauss says, funny how Gatwick has all the FPV terrorists. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? You know what I mean? There we go. I'm just catching up there. It's the pilots flying the drones to get follow me shot of their planes. Oh, crikey. A grumpy vlogger, that's a good one. There we go. Just catching up there. Ruby Parajules, welcome to the stream. It's all drone near misses, this one. We do have some positive drone news stories. Marc started with one, and I've got a few as well. Yeah, maybe tourists don't have cameras. Yes, indeed. Now, this one's fishy again, Marc. What do you reckon? Very fishy.
Oh, absolutely. It's ludicrous. I don't get it. It's just the latest scapegoat. Back in the day it was a UFO and they couldn't explain it. And are we alone? Do we have now it's drones and we want to go after the people who are flying them, and they still don't have concrete evidence. They really don't.
Roger.
I mean, I'm trying to think what would Inspire look like as it's flying past the plane alongside of it at the speeds. I mean, it'd be a blip, wouldn't it? That close?
Yes.
So
Go on, mate.
I don't get it. No, I don't get it. It's crazy.
Well, the thing is, like I was saying, this anti-drone technology. Look, it's saying here. Look, obviously in December last year there was the Gatwick drone incident, probably the world's most famous airport shutdown. All these different drone sightings. No one's ever been caught or charged with anything. No evidence of drones since or during, whatever. Nothing credible anyway. And then in April, a pilot was forced to take an unplanned turn to avoid crashing with a drone in another high-risk near miss. So at what point do you go, right, we need to keep that anti-drone technology here?
Yeah, just keep it, for Christ's
Hang on
sakes.
to it. You're making enough money. Just
Because
whatever.
they're playing cat and mouse now. Because if, and I only say if, there are people who are flying drones inappropriately, they go and do it. Gatwick responds, brings in their anti-drone stuff, so nobody flies. They wait till they get rid of it, and then what do? They go fly their drones again, just to it's ridiculous.
I don't know. Murad's Haunted Adventures, how you doing, buddy? Great to see you.
What's up, Murad?
Thank you for joining us, mate. He says, hi Ruby, long time no see. It's been a while since I've seen anybody as well, you know what I mean? Roger's in the chat from Canadian Roundup. Now, obviously, if you're into drones and whatever, Roger does like daily live streams. Awesome. Great, you know what I mean? Great channels in there as well. Lots of great chat. You know, you learn a lot. You meet great people. It's awesome stuff. So please check him out, you know what I mean? Jacob Johnson, how's it going, buddy? I hope you're doing well on Vice City. Moderator coming your way right there, Blue Wrench. I hope you're well, mate. Like I say, long time no see too. Grumpy Fogger says, I really think it's the air traffic controls from Heathrow punking the air traffic control from Gatwick. Possibly, they are competing airports. I don't believe they're owned by the same company. Within a week of the Gatwick drone incident, Gatwick actually sold a controlling share of 51% to a French firm for an unreported sum, but it was believed to be in the several billions of pounds. So if they can afford to be throwing several billion pounds at an airport, surely they can afford to buy or rent one of these things, right?
Yeah, right.
Incredible.
If they're that concerned.
So obviously it's saying here, look, Heathrow, Leeds, Bradford and Dublin airports have also been forced to suspend flights due to drone activity this year, right? And Gatwick, and there's no red lights for Gatwick. They're just like, oh, it's another near miss. You know?
They make it sound like us hobbyists that all we do is live to go fly near an airport and keep them from flying, doesn't it? That's our biggest goal in life is I'm going to go stop some planes from flying. Let me go to the nearest airport and fly my drone. It just seems like this is happening so much, but yet still no proof.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Like, here we go, look. I want to buy a drone. What's the first thing I'm going to do with it? Where's the nearest airport? Right? I want to fly it right there at the end of the runway. Right.
I want to be an idiot and fly my drone near an airport. Please, let me have it. Jeez.
The thing is, if you get caught doing that stuff, you're in prison for years.
Yes.
You're getting fined. You're getting your equipment took off you. I think it's up to 5 years in prison for flying your drone in the actual restricted airspace if you get caught.
I wouldn't doubt it.
And I mean, if it's an Inspire, it'd have geofence, wouldn't it?
Well, it depends if it's using the same app, which I think it is, the Go4 app, but I'm not 100% sure.
I'm sure it'd have geofence on it. I know you can use that. what's the name of it? I've never used it, but there's that other app, isn't there, that you can use. I don't know if you can use it on the Inspire. Never used it, but you know what I mean. Surely there's some kind of geofencing on it. You know, I don't bloody know.
Yeah.
But for them to even, you know, in that simulation, I will refer to it again. You're still doing like, you know, 150 like miles an hour. You know, coming into land, and it's been able to literally say, right, that was 20 meters within the wing.
Yeah.
It was an Inspire. I fly drones, I know which one it is. Yeah, fair enough. If you fly drones, you've got a better idea of which one it was. But it's ridiculous, right? And it does tie into this other one of this near miss where they're saying it's within like 30 metres, 20 metres, you know. And that one at 7,000 foot is just ridiculous, you know what I mean? So if you didn't catch that earlier, feel free once the stream's over to rewind, because there's absolutely all kinds of bull crap coming out of... well, I'd say it was kind of the BBC, but obviously they're reading just what the AirProx boards are saying. But they're the ones who actually sensationalise it and put huge headlines, you know what I mean? Drone in high risk, near miss, oh God, BBC, that's it again.
Okay.
Right.
But let's, if I can take a second and just kind of throw another 2 cents into the pot here. Yes, if you fly a drone near a plane, you could possibly, which we've gone over the potential damage that a drone can do to a plane. But let's say a drone can take down a plane and kill hundreds of people. That's horrible. That's bad. And I have to preface what I'm about to say with that. That's the priority, not to do that. But if I'm flying an Inspire near an airplane, that's just stupid, because on the lower end of the spectrum, you could lose your $4,000 drone. Why? I mean, risking people, bad, yes, but you're also risking a drone that you paid $4,000 for. I mean, what are you trying to accomplish by doing that? It's just not a smart move. It doesn't make any sense at all. Let me see if I can have a collision with a 747 with my drone.
Yeah.
After spending years saving up for it.
That anti-drone technology from Syria. No, they haven't. Let's hang around the runway for a bit. Right? It's a smack your head moment in it, I'm sure.
Yeah, well,
it can be,
let's face it though.
They must make this stuff up, because if they'd had a near miss with a drone like that, right, and you know, the shouting drone and all that lot, and then they didn't report it till it actually like landed and I'm guessing taxied and parked up. The first thing you'd do is get on the radio and go, right, any other planes coming in, we've just seen a drone, right, just stop all landings and takeoffs for a minute while we work out what that was. No, they waited until they'd landed, you know what I mean, and actually, you know what I mean, it was reported to police after the aircraft landed. You've got a co-pilot, there's only one person flying the plane, so surely you'd go, right, radio that in as the pilot, wouldn't you, straight away. You know what I mean? It don't make any bloody sense. Mad Kiwi says, Steve, tell us a joke. My jokes aren't funny. Alright, you can have one. 2 cannibals eating a clown. One turns to the other one, says, does this taste funny? Oh, I don't know. There we go. There we go.
Oh, see, I can't pick on you because I don't have good jokes, so I'm not even going to attempt it. So I can't pick on you for that. But that was pretty dry.
Yeah. All right. So that is another BBC drone news story, sensationalised to the max, but obviously it don't make any sense, does it? Again.
Nope.
So I'll relink the article if you want to go pay the BBC a visit. I don't think they have a comments section, so I will. I'll put that in there.
Wait, they don't.
There's no comments section,
they don't have it
because I don't want you all flooding over there and saying I've been slagging them off. You know what I mean?
Wait, the BBC does not have a comment section? What do they anticipate? Lots of bad comments?
Yeah. Hey, I tell you what, the Grimsby Telegraph used to have a comment section until everyone started bombarding them with that's false information. You know what I mean? That story is clickbait. Oh.
Yeah, let me guess. They got rid of it, didn't they? The comment section.
Instead of upping their level of journalism, they just removed the comment section.
Yeah.
Exactly. Winning. Yeah. All right, Lauren, Amy, come on, keep it clean in the chat, please. I know you've censored your swear words, but keep it clean. We do like a giggle, but you know what I mean. Kicked it.
Oh Lord,
kicked its
Lauren, Amy,
bloody
is
head
she a
in.
bit salty about her? Is she a bit salty because her team lost today?
Yeah, Lauren's in a grump because Grimsby Town lost at the football and now they've been eliminated. Yeah, she's happy now. She's got a joke in. Metro Drones, welcome to the stream, mate. We're talking drone near misses. Blue Wrench just came your way. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us. Great stuff. Great stuff. So, Marc, your story next, mate. I hope you've got one.
I am ready. Let's do this.
Right. Have you got a drink nearby? You went a little bit croaky on the last hosting.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, I'm still fighting that cold a little bit, so I do have something to drink here. I do
just a quick
duck off
get
every
well
once
soon
in a while.
For Marc in the chat 'cause it's still not 100% better yet. So. Okay.
Oh, it's working in schools and hospitals. You know how it is. They're the worst places to pick up sicknesses. So I
can't. All kinds of germs, aren't there?
Oh Lord have mercy, ain't that the truth?
Right, Marc, I'm over to you, mate. Rattletrap fishing.
Okay.
I hope you're well, mate.
Hey, Rattletrap, what's up, man?
And Francis, I hope you're well. Thank you for joining us. Yeah. Okay. So, Marc, your story, mate.
Yep, I put the link in the chat. Terra drone UAV aids in power plant inspection. Again, not the greatest and most exciting things, but again, a diversity of positive drone news here. Terra Drone Corp recently demonstrated its non-destructive testing capabilities, which makes me wonder, do they have destructive testing capabilities if they have a non-destructive version of it? Don't know. They inspected a 160-meter chimney at a thermal power plant in Japan. The inspection was conducted using an ultrasonic testing drone developed by Terra Drone Group company Terra Inspectioneering. A major component of the chimney inspection was to measure the thickness of the steel plate in the chimney flue. Conventionally, this would have been done manually by shutting down the facilities, putting up temporary scaffolding, and having human inspectors climb the chimney. But by using the Terra Inspectioneering UT drone, the power company was able to eliminate the need for scaffolding, assembly, and removal, and shortening the inspection time. Leveraging unmanned robotics not only allowed the power company to save on labor costs, but also managed to curtail losses that it would have incurred by facility shutdown for extended periods. The data acquired in this inspection enabled further reduction by allowing the company to formulate comprehensive chimney maintenance plans. It says Terra Inspectioning's drone for chimney inspection weighs 2.5 kilograms. What would that approximately convert to in pounds? I'm not so sure.
I ain't got a clue. 20 kilos is quite substantial, though.
Well, this is 2.5 kilograms.
2.5.
This is
I thought you said 20.
Yeah. No, it's 2.5.
It's a sizable piece of equipment.
Yeah, 25, I would guess. I was equipped with a patented contact catalyst coplant dispenser, which allows coplant to be supplied to the probe, even during flight, whatever that is, enabling efficient inspection. In addition, 3 high-precision cameras and powered ground inspectors to check the UT graph, as well as the images from the drone in real time. And I wish they had a picture of the darn drone, which they do not, unless it's that thing flying in that picture way up there, which is hard to see. But no, good for them. Nice new use of drones inspecting
and
power plants.
I work on a site that's quite heavy industrial and whatnot, and I know that there is a lot of money to be saved using these things for inspections and stuff, because otherwise you'd have to either get a helicopter out to take pictures or hire a whole team of scaffolders, and they're not cheap, to build up to where you want some pictures taken. With a drone, you can fit all types of different, imaging cameras and things on them, for inspections and all that. Got thermal cameras, and there's all sorts of other types of cameras, radiation cameras and stuff. And they can save a lot of money. I can't really say much more than that, but I know that it is very possible, and it's possible to save tens of thousands on every little bit of inspection that needs doing. But the problem is, you put a whole team of guys out of a job, basically. So that's the only thing.
That is always a concern.
More automation and streamlining goes the workforce, doesn't it? You know what I mean? And that's the same across pretty much every industry at the minute. You know what I mean?
Right.
Automation and that. So.
And Lloyd, thank you very much. Lloyd says that 2.5 kilograms is approximately 5.5 pounds, which is still a pretty heavy drone.
Yeah.
So.
Dennis from DGM Films has just entered the chat.
Hey, Dennis,
awesome,
how's it going?
You, mate. I will plug your channel real quick. I won DGM Films' 5k subscriber giveaway. This is the hoodie. I did show it off on Marc's stream the other day. I'm not going to get up and parade round in it. But it has got all his logo. It has got his logo and everything on the back. Thank you very much. And if you haven't checked out DGM Films' channel, please do. Good friend of mine's been a guest panelist several times. You know what I mean? Tinfoil hat style. You know what I mean? And one day maybe we'll do another tinfoil hat stream. And I do tease that every stream. Everybody knows that. Okay, so yeah, that's a good positive drone story again there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're bringing the positivity to this one, and I'm bringing all the negative drone near miss.
And you're bringing the G word into discussion again.
Oh, dearie me. Gatwick. Yeah, but it's all good.
Gatwick is the new 4-letter word.
Yeah, I might have to get a lot of like soundboards, and just every time I say Gatwick, I'll just have to bleep it out. Oh, crikey. Right then, I'll switch over then. I have a very interesting story, and this one should be right up your alley, Marc, as well, because I know you like this sort of stuff. Let me just copy and paste this and pop it into the chat. There we go. So FPV drones race BMW S1000 RR motorcycles on track. Now this is a video, and it looks as though it's a YouTube video, so I can't play that. But if you're in any of the Facebook drone groups, there's all sorts of good footage going around at the minute of drift cars, dirt track cars and all that lot. And FPVs flying all the way around it. There's a couple of people going down like really steep cliffs and hills and stuff on mountain bikes, and FPV flyers flying around them and that as well. So yeah, this one's really good. I'd recommend looking at the video yourself in your own time, because I can't show it on the stream. I don't want to get copyright strikes or whatnot. So FPV drones race BMW motorcycles on Thunderhill Raceway in this amazing video. Sometimes you wonder whether these FPV drone videos can get much better. In my mind, combining action sports with aerial action cameras gives you the best of both worlds. The moving viewpoint that an FPV drone provides not only gets close to the action, but creates the feeling that you are actually part of the action. It's a 5-minute long video with two BMW motorbikes. I can't play the video. I'll relink it again in the chat. But it's just reminding me earlier on, scrolling through some of the TV channels, there was actually broadcasting the Drone Racing League live on TV. So the drone FPV type stuff is becoming a lot more popular, and obviously as the camera equipment gets smaller and better, the more cinematic it can get. You know what I mean? So obviously this article, I'm not going to read the entire thing, but here's some snapshots from it. I can show stills and whatnot. It's like just doing orbits at high speeds and stuff. And it's saying, you know what I mean, imagine if you start combining this type of like aerial like videography with like action films and things like that, you know, like Mission Impossible or action, any kind of action film. And we're talking some really good stuff. Joe Kerr, I hope you're well. Thank you for joining us. Really, really awesome stuff. So what's your thoughts on that, Marc? I mean, that sounds like it's right up your alley, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I've actually had some experience, not actually piloting, but being indirectly involved in this. And I've always said that although you'll never take away the cinematic drones that we're flying, that I still like to fly, that you're going to start to see more FPV-styled footage, especially in these instances. I mean, I myself have acted as the pilot in command for Aaron, who's an FPV pilot, does not have his 107, but he's been contracted and hired to video motocross racers on their dirt bikes, as well as mud boggers up here in New York. And so he does that. He follows them, does flips, turns, orbits them, and adds a whole new dynamic, which you wouldn't get even with Follow Me on the Skydio or a DJI Mavic or something like that. You get a real dynamic footage from it, and we've even seen it in the you've seen if you haven't seen it yet, Google Black. Let's see, what was it? Black Sheep slash I think it's the Tokyo. Uh, what is it? The can't think of it right now, but they're having those protests, and they had an FPV pilot, and you just don't get the same dramatic effect with a
That was
cinematic
the
drone.
footage from Hong Kong, am I right?
That's what I meant to say,
Yeah.
Hong Kong, and yeah, the Hong Kong footage. And thank you for the correction. But yeah, you get a totally different look and feel from an FPV drone if the pilot knows what they're doing. Of course, I myself am not accomplished enough to start whipping drones around cars and motorcycles, risking hitting them or losing the drone in the process. So you got to know what you're doing if you're going to do this kind of footage. But I think there's a big market for it, and you're going to see more and more of it happen because let's face it, unless you've got another bike like following these bikes with a GoPro on it, you're not going to get the same shots. And again, they can whip around and dart in and out and get much better shots than just a static bike riding behind them. So, yeah, it's cool stuff. Just keep an eye out. You're going to see more and more of that.
Jeez. Okay. You're getting progressively more croaky. As
I know. Well, I've
it's
been
all right.
talking all day
I
too, so my
appreciate
apologies,
you didn't
folks.
bail on the stream, mate. You know what I mean? Oh,
No, well, it's all good, and we might. And while we're on the topic, there's a slight chance, unless you're going to do the stream yourself next week, I may not be able to do it because it's our Thanksgiving, and I may be traveling, so I might not be on next Wednesday night. So if there's going to be a news show, Steve might have to go solo on his channel. So
ooh,
just
solo
putting it out there
stream.
now. So
Yeah.
I probably could use a week off, to be quite honest with you.
Well, what I'll do is, this is the perfect chance for me to plug my Facebook page, Aerial Views and Histories UK. All you have to do is just search AV UK in the chat, like so. Just AVAH, and it's AVAH Aerial Views and Histories, blah 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 blah. And I'll update on there whether the stream's going to go ahead. If I'm going to stream next week, unless there's some mind-blowing drone news that I need to talk about right away, I might just do like a catch-up stream, chatting with everybody, you know what I mean. It's been a long time since I've done just a, let's have a chat type stream, so I might do one of them next Wednesday. Like I say, just get up on Facebook, AV UK, and I'll update on there on the day, just let you know what's going on and whatnot, and that's all good. Also, make sure on Saturday, you know what I mean, we might do a bonus stream. Me and Marc are getting pretty good at just them little impromptu Saturday night drone news streams as well, so that's all good. Hands up, don't shoot. How's it going? Thank you for joining us. We are going to plan to wrap this up in around 5 minutes, you know what I mean, but that's
Yep.
all good. So, Marc, I have that article about the history of not drone photography, aerial photography.
Yeah.
Do you have another
Can,
story
can,
you want to share quick, or
yeah.
shall I move on to that one?
I've got something that's really quick.
Okay.
I can't really show anything because it's a YouTube video. I found it in an article, but the YouTube video is better. So I'm going to link that. Let's see. Let me do it here because I don't want it to show up on screen if I can help it. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. A few weeks ago, we talked about an AI, artificial intelligence drone versus FPV drone in racing. And they were talking about getting these things to work and essentially beating FPV pilots in a certain course. So let me just copy. Oops, let me just, I screwed that up. Let me just copy that link and put it in the chat. And I'm not going to spill the beans. I'll leave it for you folks to, and they actually brought in a pro FPV racer to race the course against their AI drone. And I'm going to leave it to the viewers to go and look. Let's see here. I lost our chat here. Where are we? Boom, boom, boom. I lost you, Steve.
I'm still here.
Oh, Lord have mercy. So you don't need me to share screen because I'm not showing anything anyway. But let me get back to your channel here because I lost the chat too, and I didn't pop it out as usual. So let me link that in here. And again, I'm not going to spill the beans. I want you folks to go take a look at it, and you decide. In fact, I'd be curious in the chat if those of you, there's about 10 watching right now. Before you go and watch it, type in the chat if you thought it was the AI or the pro, the human racer that won. I'm curious to see what you think the results of that race would be, and then I'll let you guys go and decide or check it out to see which one it is. So, who do you think won that race, Steve?
I'm not current. I'm kind of watching it. I'll watch it later,
Oh, you're
and
cheating.
I'll update you on
You're
Saturday if we do a stream.
no, but you're cheating. You're supposed to guess as to who won before you
Oh, I
watch it.
thought you just like asking me.
No, 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 no.
Let's say human.
You'd say human. Okay, interesting,
Like,
interesting. But
interesting. Taking.
but that's all I wanted to do was to update people that they actually did conduct a race using this AI drone against a pro racer, set up a small course in their laboratory, and had them both race. And then again, I'll leave it for you folks to go check it out and decide who wins, or find out who wins, I should say. You don't get to decide; decision's already made. That's it. I'm done with mine. You can go ahead with yours now.
Yeah. Okay. Right. What I'll do is I will watch that video, and on Saturday if we do a stream, then we'll discuss it a
Yep.
little bit more once we've watched it, mate. If that's all right.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine.
So
That's fine.
this story here, obviously, is it's not so much a drone news story, but it's an aerial photography history article that I found on BuzzFeed. Not my favourite website, but you do stumble across some alright stuff on there. So 22 fascinating pictures from the history of aerial photography. Now I just wanted to close the stream out with this, just looking at some of the pictures. Obviously that's a picture from 2018, the Arc de Triomphe in Paris, very famous landmark. But pictures here, an aerial photo from between 1860 and 1865, and that is over Paris. From the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Where is my tongue? There we go. So that is it right there. That picture. 1889. That's some like weird kite thing. And then right here, look, we've got southern France in 1889 from the air. And I found these pictures absolutely fascinating. This one especially, because that is a picture of San Francisco, 600 metres above the San Francisco Bay Area, and that was after the earthquake. Do you know the devastating earthquake shows?
How are they taking these photos? I mean, did they go into details to the technology they were using to get these aerial shots?
Not so much, no. It was from the captive airship, 600 metres above San Francisco Bay. Yeah. This one here is 1907, Frankfurt in Germany. That looks as though it's on the wings of a bird.
It does.
Yeah. That there is
look at
obviously a picture of the Somme, obviously battle scarred, the trenches and all that lot. With the guys all in the trenches, look, absolutely crazy from the First World War. That looks like hell on earth, to be fair.
It does.
1930, look, we've got some pictures of Nigeria. That looks absolutely crazy. And then this is obviously from World War II, aboard the USS Lexington on the left. And then on the right is an aerial photo of D-Day. That is, I know, these pictures are great, aren't they? Really, really good. 1945, obviously we've got the picture of the hydrogen bomb right there. That is on the Bikini Atoll when they was doing the tests. And then on the right is the aftermath of the Hiroshima A-bomb that was dropped on Japan. With obviously like an aerial photo with all different survey lines and blast radius and everything all recorded on it. 1947 New York. I mean, what a photo that is. I mean, that's incredible, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's super high res as well. That, that's crazy, isn't it? That I really like that photo.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's nice.
obviously, you know, it's the picture of the Earth from the moon. I mean, it don't get much more aerial than that unless you want to go further out. 2001, satellite image of the World Trade Center. Obviously, these are all different types of aerial photography. And obviously, you can see all the smoke trails and all that lot coming from it. It's a sad day, obviously. That is a picture of the Cleveland volcano in Alaska, 2006. Yeah, and just, you know, I don't know whether to go along with the climate change thing. I'm not a denier, I'm not a supporter of it, but when you think that over 50% of the world's CO2 is produced by volcanoes and 30% is produced naturally, you think how much are people actually having an effect on it, you know what I mean?
Right.
Just thought I'd throw that out there. 2011, that is Janan Al-Ani Aerial 3 from Shadow Sites 2. Yes, indeed, these are good pictures, aren't they? This one's interesting. The one on the left is the inauguration of Barack Obama, obviously the first black US president. Now on the right is Donald Trump. Yeah, but obviously I'm not going to get political on that. But
wait. You can see that the one on the right has the more people in it.
The one on the right has more people.
Yeah, well, apparently it was the largest inauguration ever in U.S. history. Just saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, that one looks like even the monument's crowded. All the way.
I'm joking about that. It's just that was what the claim was at the time, that it was the biggest inauguration ever. So, that aerial photograph does not suggest that, I don't think.
This one is an infragram, plant health project view. So this is obviously some sort of camera that does some sort of analysis on the health of the plants and whatnot. It's not actually that colour. This was a balloon map to temporarily stall eviction proceedings in Kampala, Uganda, 2013. You know what I mean? So obviously you get all these illegal settlements and, you know, governments want to bulldoze them and move them on, you know, all that lot. And that's about where it is. But I mean, there's some incredible photos in here. The New York one is especially good. The San Francisco one is especially good. And it wouldn't surprise me if, you know, people start using these as wallpapers and stuff. I'm not encouraging that, you know what I mean? But I thought I'd link that article. I mean, obviously the D-Day landing is very rare. You get a good picture like that of it.
Right.
Obviously, for many reasons, and obviously the front line and that. My goodness, I mean, that first one, that's got to be one of the first aerial photos ever taken. It's got to be. 1860 to 65 was like the dawn of all sorts of technology, including photographs, and I mean, that's just insane. So I thought I'd share that with you, obviously, as the stream ended. It all ties into aerial photography and history. I mean, what's
why
not
not?
to love? I've just read the article. Now, it is tradition. We have gone a little bit over. I don't mind. I really don't mind when we're having fun. It's tradition for us to do a raid, Marc.
Yes.
Do you want to
Who's
find
on
the channel that is currently live, and we will go raid them?
I will look to see if anybody's on that I know of that would be open to a raid. Aerial Views is on.
Aerial Views? We don't want to raid that clown.
Dude, I really don't have anybody. I don't see anybody. I have like 2 or 3, but they're, I'll be honest, they're not channels. I subscribe to a lot of channels, and it's hard to say what might be a fun one to raid.
Okay, I'm just having a look.
So
if anybody has some good suggestions in the chat for a good raid, please let us know, because we do like to raid. I wouldn't want to end the stream without raiding. I mean, that's not very good, is it? I'm just looking.
This is no joke. I subscribe to a channel called 50 Chickens in a Hen House. Don't know why, but they subscribe to me. They're live right now. I'm not suggesting we go there. It's a lazy stream, And Hen Karen would love it because all it is a camera trained on a yard full of chickens. And there was one person watching, and it must have been me when I went and looked at it. So I take it the host is not actually interacting with the chat, so not worthwhile, I don't think. So yeah, if you got
Miss
it's
Monty says,
got
don't you like him, aerial views? What, Centroid? I make it very clear and obvious that I have no love whatsoever for Marc.
yeah, and out of pity, Lauren pays me to play with Steve Wednesday nights like this.
Yeah.
So Lauren, I expect my check in a week, please.
Yeah. Joe Mack asks, what's a raid? A raid is where someone's live streaming, they're going to finish the live stream, so they find another live stream that's currently live, or another channel that's currently live, and then sort of link their live stream, and then everybody goes over, and you put like a hashtag in of who sent them, and it's like just a friendly way of like, here we go, we want to keep like the live stream train going, you know what I mean? It's YouTube, it's like 24/7, you know what I mean? Kimberly Miller, hello gents of drones, such amazing pictures. Hello to all in chat. Yeah, I would try and convince people I took that photo, but it looks like it's too high up. No one would believe me, right?
No, Steve, this is not the raid that I suggest people go. But if you want to chuckle when you get a chance, there's the yard full of chickens, and like I said, out of respect for Hen, who is not with us tonight, she would have loved to have gone and raid this channel. But again, that's not what I'm suggesting for raid. Do you have one that we can actually go to and interact with the host?
I'm just. Oh my god, yes, it is chickens, yeah. There's 50 chickens in a hen house. Yeah. Okay, I'm just refreshing. I do want to find a stream to raid. There we go. Now, there has been times in the past where I've actually had like a video ready to premiere, you know what I mean? But I've been busy with work, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Let me off a little bit, you know. Yeah. I think just for a laugh, I think we need to just go raid them, don't we? I mean, there was one watching until you put that in the chat, so there's
three. There's three now.
So yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Come on.
Okay.
I mean, it's worth a laugh, isn't it? So
yeah, it's a lazy stream.
Now, I don't think anybody's on the end of the line because
no,
it
no,
is a
they're
lazy
not.
live stream. But I mean, we can go in there and all have a giggle, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, the chat filled up quick." Right. Okay.
So what are we tagging this? Hashtag aerial views raid?
Yeah, go on then. Aerial views raid. With that, and then Control V. So I'm going to see you all over there in a minute. Thank you everybody for joining us. It's been a great stream. There's been plenty of people in. We've had a good laugh. There's been some great drone news stories, and it's always good when. Basically, we've got a couple more left, which are just like stories, you know what I mean? But that's all right.
Yeah.
Joker. I'll call you Joker because I watched the latest Joker film the other day. Very, very good. We're going over to the chicken live stream. I've just linked that in the chat. Just click on there, and I will. I'll see you all over there in a minute. I'm going to put the stream outro on, nip for a ciggy, and I'll see you over in the chicken stream. Right? Is the hen going to join us in there or what? I mean,
no, unfortunately the hen's off tonight, so she's
you're killing me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we got into a bit of
cavorting with her friends.
Well, that's her problem. She got a little sauce. She got a little saucy with me. I had to boot her for the night, so you know how she is. She gets a little.
Joining us a little bit late. We're just about to go raid the chicken stream. It sounds just mad, that, doesn't it? Feel free to join us over there for a chat because we are over time now. Aerial views raid, Control V in there, so that's it. I'll keep repasting the link as well as we go along, and I'll see you all over in the chicken stream. We may do a Saturday stream, like I say. Feel free to find me on Facebook, AVUK, AVAH space UK. Find me on there. You can direct message me if you like. We'll have a chat. And also I'll update about Saturday and next Wednesday, so it's a little bit up in the air at the minute, but it's all good. We'll keep updated, keep in touch, all good. So thank you everyone for joining us. Marc, it's been a blast, And
yes, it has.
And I will see you all very, very soon. Thanks for joining us, and awesome stuff. Joe Mack says thanks for the stream. Oh, it's our pleasure, mate. I love doing these streams. I'll catch you all over there in a minute. We'll carry on chatting. I'm desperate for a cigarette. All right. I don't smoke in this house. Right.
There you go.
Okay. See you later, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'll catch you all real soon. Okay.
Okay. Take care.
Farewell.